yes, he looked good on the scales, he done lost weight, yeah, but the boxing style was not there. Yeah. If I was him, I'd have done to my team, I'd say, you know what, give me a southpaw, I can box, in a real fight. Then I'll jump on Moses afterwards. Because when the last time he boxed a southpaw?
That's true.
No, I mean, like, he's never boxed one before, I don't think.
And my opinion is not someone who don't know boxing. My opinion is someone who has been there and won every single belt, won everything there is to win in boxing, and done very well. Boxing is a young man's game, like I told Vladimir.
And he was tough. He took some punishment, and he was dangerous. You see, he was loading up to throw that right hand. He threw it a few times, but he's a young man. He's quite.
Boxing insiders are raising serious questions about whether Moses Itauma is truly ready for the biggest test of his young career against Filip Hrgovic. Itauma has looked sensational so far, but this fight presents a completely different challenge. Hrgovic is experienced, physically.
And the time you take a fight with the young lion to go box him, you're mad. They offered me that fight, they're like, oh, Derek, His Excellency wants you to fight Moses Itauma. I like, bad connection. I can't hear you, bad connection. Can't hear you, bad connection, yeah. I was like, and they try to call back, I'm like,
Do you ultimately think it's because it was just the wrong fight to take?
It's really strong, aggressive, and comfortable walking forward through punishment. If Itauma cannot adjust when the fight gets uncomfortable, his unbeaten record could be in genuine danger. Derek Kazora's blunt assessment highlights the biggest concern. Itauma has never faced a true come-forward heavyweight like Hrgovic.
When he was 37, boxing's a young man's game and he waits for nobody. So here's the opinion, you've heard it here first. Moses Itauma will wreck all them old men out of the division. Usyk, AJ, Miller, whoever there is who's old, Zhang, whoever else there is, Luis Ortiz, all these big names of the past are all a spent force. And even the world champion now, if they took my belts and give them to Usyk, Moses will wreck him. Because he's a young man versus an old man.
The young British prospect has built his reputation through speed, accuracy, athleticism, and devastating finishing ability. But those weapons become much harder to rely on when an opponent refuses to respect them. Hrgovic is the type of fighter who can keep it.
And where he's at, he's got to be, I think. And and what he's doing, and the quality of the opposition. For a heavyweight, and you look at his resume, you look at his last 4 or 5 opponents. They're well-known names, big names, and he's done it in style, in absolute style. I can't think of any heavyweights who fought that quality of opposition within 14.
Applying pressure even after taking clean shots. That is where experience could become a major factor. Tyson Fury has spoken extremely highly of Itauma and believes the young heavyweight has a huge future ahead of him. But praise and potential do not automatically prepare a...
My name is Itauma. Moses Itauma. I think he's a great fighter. The young, 20 years, yeah?
20.
Yeah, 20 years. I think Itauma have big future.
Fighter for adversity. Itauma is still only 20 years old, while Hrgovic has spent years developing against bigger and more experienced opposition. The Croatian heavyweight has been in difficult fights and understands how to stay composed when things do not go according to plan.
That's my game plan, but that's what I hope for, but I never really go focusing on the knockout. I just focus on sticking to the game plan, and if it leads to a knockout, it leads to a knockout. If it don't, it don't. So I'm not really too focused on that, but we'll see in it.
Frank Warren has also praised Itauma's development and the quality of his victories. However, a strong record does not necessarily prove that a fighter is ready for every style. Itauma's previous opponents have not provided the same combination.
I don't know. I don't believe he's for right now, I don't believe he's so good because he was never in trouble. He never really received a good punch. So we'll see. One thing is to have a good skills and to be a good boxer, and another thing is to be a warrior. So you have that or you don't have that. So you can't teach that. You can learn that to be a warrior, to have a heart, to have a chin, to go down, to come back and continue to fight. So we'll see, you know, maybe he's next great, and maybe he's just a hype job, you know. And because for right now, he did an amazing job, you know, for right now, but he never received a real punch. He never fought anyone who fight.
Of size, durability, physical strength, and experience that Hrgovic brings. And that is the question nobody can answer until the bell rings. How will Itauma react when he is forced into a fight he cannot control? Even Alexander Usyk has acknowledged it.
Not really, like, the belts just come with the performance. With boxing Hrgovic, I was taking him serious, and now that the belt's on the line, I still take him serious. Nothing's changed. Like, I still want to beat him as much as I did before the belts were on the line. So, like, of course, it will be an honor, and I'd love to be a world champion. But it's about Filip Hrgovic himself, you know.
Itauma's age. That matters because raw talent still needs seasoning. Usyk understands better than most what it takes to survive difficult moments at heavyweight. Itauma may possess exceptional natural ability, but Hrgovic has something the young contender has not yet accumulated to the same.
Of course, I respect him as a man, as a fighter. He's a good guy, but we'll fight, you know. He's getting beating, man. So it is.
Degree, experience in serious adversity. Itauma has insisted that he is not obsessed with scoring a knockout, which suggests impressive composure. But staying calm when everything is going your way is one thing. Staying calm after taking a heavy shot from a naturally bigger heavyweight is something completely different. Hrgovic could be the first opponent capable of dragging Itauma into deep water. The Croatian has repeatedly questioned whether Itauma has ever been forced to dig.
Almost like I don't know, he's starting kind of from scratch, really. But I do think people are going to get behind him once he ices Hrgovic, and I do expect him to ice Hrgovic as well, but he will come through some trouble. I do think.
Deep or absorb serious punishment. That is not necessarily disrespect. In many ways, it is simply the biggest unanswered question surrounding the young prospect. We know Itauma can hurt opponents. We know he can box. We know he can finish. What we do not know is how he performs when he is hurt, exhausted, frustrated, or forced backward. Hrgovic believes he can find that answer. Itauma has also downplayed the importance of the title stakes.
Itauma is a very strong guy, but I'm a stronger guy and I'm gonna throw him out.
Saying his focus is simply on defeating the man standing opposite him. That mindset can be beneficial, but eventually the talking has to stop. Hrgovic is a bigger, stronger, more experienced heavyweight who believes he can physically overwhelm the younger fighter. That confidence should not be dismissed as ordinary trash talk. Even supporters of Itauma recognize that this could be his first real crisis. Fans backing the
I think Itauma stops Hrgovic in 2 or 3.
Do you think he puts him out cold?
I think he knocks Hrgovic out cold, yeah.
Cold.
I think he does. As good as I think Hrgovic is, and he will master good for me, I just think Itauma is all wrong for him, because Hrgovic just stand up tall, straight shots. I think Itauma will just be miles too fast for him, because Hrgovic is going to come and have a go. Hrgovic is going to try and knock Itauma out. which is great. But I just think...
And we're still yet to see if he's got whiskers.
Of course, yeah, but I just think Itauma's going to hit him first.
British prospects have admitted that Hrgovic represents a serious obstacle and that Itauma could encounter trouble before finding his rhythm. That word, trouble, is crucial. Hrgovic is not expected to stand a distance and admire Itauma's speed. He is likely to pressure him, throw heavy punches, close the space, and make Itauma fight at an uncomfortable pace. If Itauma hesitates under that pressure...
I'm back because there is breaking news today. Moses Itauma versus Filip Hrgović will be for the IBF World Heavyweight title. Now remember I said this, remember I said that they must find a way to just manoeuvre Frank Sanchez out of the way. Frank Sanchez was #1 with the IBF. If I'm Frank Warren, I will be doing everything I can to try and just get Sanchez out the way however you can to ensure that Itauma versus Hrgović is for the IBF World title. And he was the next in line. They were looking for someone for him to fight. They ordered Frank Sanchez against Moses Itauma, and clearly the chat began then between the camps, and they clearly said to Frank Sanchez, do you mind just maybe just taking a little bit of money and then you can fight the winner, and then we can have this fight for a world title fight? That's what's happened. Now I said at the time, maybe they'll try and push Sanchez towards Cabiao in some sort of rematch for the WBC, but it looks like he's just accepted some kind of step-aside money with the kind of promise that he'll get the winner of Moses versus Hrgović for the IBF World Heavyweight title. Now this is big, big news. Now
Hrgovic could immediately capitalize. Dave Allen offers a more favorable prediction for Itauma, but even his assessment comes with a major question mark. Nobody truly knows how strong Itauma's chin is because nobody has tested it under sustained heavyweight fire. Hrgovic has the kind of straight, powerful punches that could answer that question very quickly. Speed and technique can win fights, but heavyweight boxing has always carried one brutal truth. Sometimes you have to prove that you can take a punch. The stakes are even higher because Itauma is being...
He's a good fighter. You know, I think Hrgovic is a world-class heavyweight. Is he elite? I think he's close to it. Now, there was one stage I think he was really close to it, but you know, he's going to fight Itauma now. I think it's a good fight. You know, I think Moses will be much too sharp for him, but I think it's a proper challenge. I think it's Moses' first real test.
Fast track toward an IBF World Heavyweight title opportunity. Instead of following the traditional progression of gradually increasing opposition, he is being thrown into a major challenge while still incredibly young. That could accelerate his development, but it could also expose weaknesses before he has had time to correct them. Eddie Hearn has described this as a genuine opportunity for Hrgovic rather than simply another easy assignment for Itauma.
Absolutely, he's a young Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was doing the same thing when he came up until he met somebody that wasn't afraid of him, and Philip wouldn't be afraid of him if he fought him anyway.
That assessment is significant because Hearn has watched countless heavyweight prospects rise through the ranks. If he sees Hrgovic as a legitimate threat, boxing fans should pay attention. Hrgovic's trainer has also compared his fighter's mentality to the young Mike Tyson, the kind of fighter who refuses to be intimidated by reputation. Whether that comparison proves accurate remains to be seen, but the underlying message is clear. Hrgovic does not plan to be impressed.
Talented, very sharp, only getting better and better each fight. And this will be a good test for him because Hrgovic is no slouch and no one is just going to come easy and try and give it to him, you know? Hrgovic will be throwing punches, chasing him down. And if Moses can deal with that and look impressive, then you know he's ready for the big stage.
By Itauma's hype. Joseph Parker has delivered perhaps the most balanced assessment. He respects Itauma's talent, but also recognizes that Hrgovic will keep coming, throwing punches, and forcing the young heavyweight to work. Parker's assessment essentially comes down to one condition. Itauma must prove that he can handle that pressure while still performing at his best. Then, there is the question of Hrgovic's strategy. If he decides to start fast and test Itauma immediately, the opening rounds could become extremely dangerous. A young fighter who has been accustomed to controlling opponents, suddenly facing relentless pressure, will have to make adjustments on instinct. That is ultimately why this fight is so fascinating. Itauma may have the speed, talent, youth, and power to become one of heavyweight boxing's biggest stars. But Hrgovic represents the type of opponent who can expose every unanswered question at once.
Said about a first round knockout. Do you think you could knock him out in the first round?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Look this. Touch this.
You're strong, mate.
Fuck,
Strong.
man. I'm strong like a rock. I
Yeah.
can knock out a horse.
Yeah.
So, of course, I believe. And he start fast. You know, don't start fast. I'm slow starter. But this fight, I will start fast. I must train to start fast, and I wanna get into the fight with him. I don't wanna box too much with him. I wanna get into the fight and see how.
Can Itauma take a heavyweight punch? Can he fight backward? Can he maintain his composure when pressured? Can he adjust when his first plan fails? And most importantly, can he survive a veteran who refuses to be intimidated? If the answer to all those questions is yes, Itauma could emerge from this fight looking like the real deal. But if Hrgovic succeeds in dragging him into a physical war, the boxing world could discover that the future superstar still has some growing to do. For a 20-year-old heavyweight, that is the ultimate gamble. Itauma has everything to gain, but Hrgovic has the experience, size, pressure, and durability to make him pay for every mistake.